1, 2, 3. Welcome to Bingo is Life, the podcast.
Hey!
I do like the I like the self-aggrandizing, introducing ourselves and clapping for ourselves to make sure that the tone is correct.
May 30th, 2023 edition.
Hey, yes,
wow.
Live or virtually live from the beautiful Ruby's Arcade down here in downtown Harrisonburg.
Yes.
In the old, what is the name of this old building? The Wine Brothers building.
The Wine Brothers building.
Which also features Clementine Cafe and all the great activities and food up there. I'm joined by the fabulous Howdy Show brothers and the one and only Dan Easley.
Thank you. And of course, it's Jay Zare leading us forward, charging.
I am Jay Zeppo Zare, the third best X-Men Tonight stand-up comedian in the Shenandoah Valley and ventriloquist. All right.
So many things.
Highly credentialed, man.
How did the bingo go tonight?
Man, I loved it.
Was that another?
It was a good crowd. It really was.
The people were fun tonight. They were so much fun.
Did anybody get the $100?
No one.
Again,
Although the lady who threw, she got 6. That's pretty good.
That's like $60.
What did she throw? Did she throw her back out?
So here's how it works, folks.
Right, yeah.
The last game of the evening, if you win, you have a chance to win $100, and you get one ball. And if you roll a strike, you win $100. In the life of this game, it has happened 3 times.
Three times. That's more than I thought it would happen.
Yeah,
We've been doing it 7 years.
Yeah.
And it's happened 3 times. So we're about due.
Yeah, we are totally
Because those
due.
pins are little. How do you get a strike? You know, they can't bounce around like the...
You got to knock them all down.
Oh, so it's like bowling.
Yeah, except little.
Was that another version of the Bingo is Life painting? Bingo Heaven?
Yeah.
No.
What's in the
Same-
box was the prize, right?
It's the same painting.
It's a limited edition print.
Yes.
Let it be known, I made multiple copies.
Ooh. Look out.
You mean like Xerox? Right.
I used a copy machine.
It's a limited edition print, I believe.
Now, the piece to the puzzle that is truly limited is I went to Mercy House and bought as many 11 by 17 frames as I could find, and I framed them all. And
They all have pictures of like the Dutch man sitting at the table. And
I just posted it right.
Aunt
Just
Sophie
right on top.
That's very good.
ripped them out. And threw in
But
the air.
the people who won
Underneath,
that
you
this
may find a
evening,
P. Buckley Moss print underneath one of those. You're very
If you're lucky, keep on the lookout, you bingo fans, for that B. Buckley Moss.
You're gonna give us a review of Dragons and Dungeons and Underwear.
You guys want that now? Let's do it.
No, okay, we'll do it later.
Not yet.
It's a little foreshadowing.
Wait.
Yeah.
See, there's people they're laughing and loving it.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to throw this out with bingo. We did run into an issue today that it's hard for me to explain exactly how this works in my heart, but I want to make sure I explain this well. So I love to see people win.
Yes.
However, I do believe that you need to see people lose in order to make it real, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And so one of the first games we played tonight was a ring toss game where the person who won bingo.
Tune in later when we'll be discussing predestination and free will.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. So you got one person that's throwing rings. Sorry. Predestination. You got one person's throwing rings, one person is catching rings. If they both do it together and they do it well, then they can each win a pizza.
Beautiful.
But if only one person catches and it's like only 2 rings, then only one person wins a pizza. And that's what happened tonight. And you feel for that other person, like they didn't win a pizza.
Oh, no.
I felt for them. And I even threw it. I set it up like I set out 2 tickets to hand to Chris, like here, because I was like, give them both a pizza. Chris is like, no.
Oh
But
man!
now, I just want you to. I respect your decision, and I agree with it. It makes it feel more real.
No
so you-
soup for you.
No, yep.
Joey didn't make it. Okay, it was. I remember asking that tonight. I had the worst night with names though. Everybody,
Oh, man.
everybody was. It was
Yeah,
like
that was
so.
tough.
This one evening is this evening. We had 3 people win one game, and so I was like, okay, what's your name? He's like Larson, Carson, and Joey. You know, and I was like, so everybody, there's Larson and. I couldn't think of anyone
Yeah.
else's names, and they had just said their names. And
Have you ever had to turn
Yes,
anyone
bad.
away at the door for Bingo's life?
yes,
Yeah. Well, we did.
So that would
Where did that come from?
sounds strange.
All of a sudden,
the police are
Ghosts.
here.
Ghosts.
This is a podcast-free zone, gentlemen. We're going to have to move along.
No, we've sometimes we reach capacity.
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes.
very cool. I know you turned them away for the Court Square show that I was in.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
right.
that was cool. We'd like to do that again.
I know. Yeah. In fact, we may have the potential to have the Downtown Renaissance folks on this show, right?
Yes,
That's right.
I
That's
what
saw
we're
her.
thinking
I
about.
saw her at the park the other day,
Ooh.
and we were talking about the podcast.
No, you weren't.
We were.
Andrea Deneau.
Yes.
You.
Yes.
And her.
And her.
At the dog park.
No, not the dog park. The park with the love sign. The
Love
okay.
Park.
love park.
Is
But
it
no
the Love
pickleball was
No
involved.
pickleball.
No
No
pickleball.
pickleball
So can you explain for the people that never have heard these names, who is this person we're talking about?
Andrea Deneau, what she took over HDR, which stands for Harrisonburg Downtown Renaissance.
Right.
I don't know, 10 years ago? Has it been 10 years?
I have no idea.
Has it been a decade? I don't know. It seems like it's been a little bit. But anyway, she took over, and it's been exponentially awesome.
She's also the second best X-Men Tonight stand-up comedian
All right, a second.
in the Shenandoah Valley.
And you're third? Is that what it
I'm
is?
third.
Can't
Working.
wait to hear who's first.
Yeah. Wow. That's
Huh.
awesome.
Her name is Rebecca.
Rebecca. So I listened to the Hair musical soundtrack
Oh,
today.
no.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic.
Long, beautiful hair.
I got into it today. We stopped. Look, it was rainy this morning. It was dark. It was gray, and I wanted a sunshiny song, so I was playing "Let the Sun Shine."
The lyrics are great
Is
for
that
that
from
too.
Hair?
They really are. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were naked in that play.
Yeah, that's kind of what made it.
Do you have to say it like that? They were naked in that.
I don't think they're wearing any clothes, Jay.
I also like.
And it was back in the 60s or 70s, right?
More like
So-
the 70s.
Yeah.
I like Godspell and Jesus
Yep,
Christ Superstar. Were,
Yeah.
I like that soundtrack too. This
Yeah, the
album.
whole idea of Jesus freaks was
Yeah.
the big thing.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there were pet rocks and mood rings and Jesus freaks.
Jesus freaks. So what a great time to be alive.
It was before the internet.
They didn't have much.
They would have made lots of cool memes about
Everything
these
was like Fred Flintstone technology. A parrot in a box. I hate this job.
It's true.
I'm trying out my new material.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's
That
good.
was fantastic.
So wait, I'm losing track. Tucker, I need Tucker here for emotional
Oh, where
support.
is Tucker?
He's in that car over there.
Oh my Lord!
The
Don't
windows,
say that.
The windows are down,
Oh,
and
okay,
it's
okay.
very cool, and
Oh,
I can
okay.
see him from here. He's
Oh,
doing
there he
fine.
is. Hello, Tucker.
Hey, Tucker.
He's eating spaghetti and knitting.
That's an amazing dog.
He got groomed today. He's nice and smelly. Smells nice, and is for till he rolls in the next pile of whatever they roll in. Okay, somebody bail me out here.
A dead animal. I
They do
believe.
tend to roll. You're right. You're right. They do. They do.
What do we need to get some content going here? What's
My
up?
cat is about nine and a half months now, old and about 15 pounds.
That's big
he's
for
a
a cat.
large cat.
Large
It's a
cat.
very large cat. I'm a little scared.
This is the cat that is already chewed up and torn up.
Well,
things,
I'm
right?
down 4 curtain rods. I contend the curtains are fine, but those curtain rods will never again hold a curtain.
Some of those cats could just climb the
So
wall.
this cat, yeah, it sounds like a welder. Maybe this cat.
Oh,
I just
Feel-
saw.
if he were, he could repair the damage he has made.
On
Sorry,
my
Chris.
on my way here, I saw a cat crossing the 5-lane, Main Street.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
that, and I thought, That's not going to make it.
Ex-cat.
Yeah. It's just
A future ex-cat. Aren't they all future ex-cats? Really?
Well, we all death comes to us all.
Yeah.
But keep it light.
Yeah. Wow.
all right. So here at Ruby's Arcade, our
Oh,
sponsor.
yes, here we go.
Yeah.
Ruby's Arcade. Oh, wait a minute, that's not it. Hey, Ruby's
All
Arcade.
right, Ruby's Arcade. There's
Yeah.
lots of
Oh,
games at Ruby's Arcade, and I'm going to review one right now. It's called Double Dragon, the arcade game. Now, I played this game actually on Nintendo.
Yes.
When it was one of the earlier games that I had
Right.
for the NES back when I was 10.
2 buttons.
2 buttons.
Kick,
Yeah,
punch.
that's
This,
all.
this
That's all
was
you got
way
here.
before I
That's
was born.
Yeah.
No, it was a bit after the ColecoVision. too.
Okay, so but I typed in Double Dragon just to find out a little bit of information about it, and this is so interesting. I'm going to just briefly read this.
Okay.
Billy and Jimmy
Settle in,
Lee,
kids.
known as Hammer and Spike, take on the Black Warriors gang
Wow.
in this classic beat 'em up game,
Warriors.
released in 1987 by Taito. The Double Dragon arcade game. It was so it's
I
a
believe
scrolling.
it's Taito.
Is it
Taito.
Taito?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. So it's a scrolling game, but it gets interesting. The interesting thing is the game ends with either one player fighting the final boss, and then this is the cool catch at the end. The 2 players fighting each other to see
Yes.
who gets the girl.
Yeah. Oh,
Because
they
they're
have to get
both
a girl.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're both fighting this the Black Warrior.
Well, I
gang.
do like the idea that you work together throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
And then at the end you have to fight each other. There's something cool.
All
about
right.
What do they look like?
So you can fight as either Hammer or Spike, who must work together to
Who's-
rescue
what does
their
Hammer
common
look
love
like?
interest.
Spike look like- yeah.
Their
Spike's kind of tall and lanky with a pointy head. Hammer has this weird thing
Flat
sticking out of his
face.
butt.
The common love interest name is Marion.
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 Oh,
Sounds
what's
kind
Marion?
of like the Legend of King Arthur.
Well, no,
but in
Marion is
Japan.
also the love interest of Indiana Jones.
And
Yeah,
Professor Henry Hill from The Music Man.
Is that true?
I think so. She was a librarian.
She's a what? She's a what?
A librarian.
She's a man. She works with the books and the big breast plates.
Yeah, maybe hair was better.
Yeah,
I know.
hair was good.
I-
Is there a Marion in hair?
There's some
probably should
great
be.
songs in that soundtrack, and I can't think of a damn one of them right
What
now.
with in hair?
No,
Oh.
Marion. The,
The Music Man.
the Music Man. That's a fan-
trombones lead the big
parade.
He's a what? He's a what?
Cornets lead the rear.
The Beatles
Yeah,
covered
that
a
is
song.
not one of the good
Beatles
songs from
covered
that.
a song from that musical. I can't think of it now.
Really?
Pick a little bit.
What about the
That's a
boat?
great
Isn't there the boat? Get on
They
the.
all sound like that, really.
Isn't there a boat song? Get off the boat. Get on the boat.
It's a get on the bus.
Get on the
It's a-
bus.
Rock the
yeah.
boat.
No,
bus.
that's,
Don't rock the boat, baby.
Don't rock the boat, baby.
Rock the boat. That's in a
Till
different
There Was
musical.
You.
Oh, different
Is that
music.
from a musical?
Till There
It
Was
is.
You. Till There Was You. Do you know that song? Well,
Oh yes, that's a great song.
yeah, that's the Beatles did it.
Yes.
They played it on it's solo. Oops.
There will be singing and beautiful roses. They tell me, in sweet, fragrant meadows of dawn.
That's it.
Yes.
I love that
And,
song. I
yeah,
want to
it's
go
a
home
great-
and
it's a
play
great
it
tune.
25 times on my
It is a great
my
tune.
Spotify.
There was you.
Yeah.
Oh
There was you.
man, I heard the new Kesha album a few days ago, and it's great. And I went
Kesha.
into work, and she's a pop singer.
Okay.
Yep,
I
yep.
went into work, and I told my my colleagues this. Who were they're a bit younger than I, and they were dumbfounded that I would listen to pop music at all.
Really?
Yeah.
And that kind of dumbfounded me. Like, it's popular. There's
Hey,
a reason it's popular.
I'll throw out there. I was able to use Kesha as a categories answer this weekend when I played. Yep.
Get out.
Yep. Yeah. The rolled the die. And it was a K, and it was a female pop artist, and I was like, Kesha. Thank you.
Hey, I went and saw a popular artist this last week.
Oh, that's right.
I went and saw the
Live.
Avett brothers.
Yeah.
Which are like definitely like pop Americana.
You took the whole
Are they on-
family,
I
I
correct?
took the whole family. It was
Are
my
they on the
sons.
radio? Do they get played on country music stations?
I don't know. I don't.
But they're popular.
They're very popular.
Yeah.
We don't
Like,
quite have the monoculture we
They
used to. So I
yeah,
don't
they
know.
sell out
Did
everywhere
Oliver,
they go.
Oliver liked it?
He loved it. and they played a lot of their hits. It was a cool. They played a lot of songs that I did not expect to hear, but then they also played the hits that.
This is Wolf Trap?
At Wolf Trap, they played 3 nights at Wolf Trap. Fantastic!
Oh, wow.
I mean, they sold out 3 nights at Wolf Trap.
Wolf Trap, for those of you listening in Finland, is a...
Is not a terrifically cruel means of catching live rabid canines of the
Yeah, did
forest.
you get a wolf trap? Yeah, we ate well that evening in the stew. What? That makes no
It's a
sense.
venue. It's an outdoor venue.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
7,000 seats. 7,000.
Wow.
I thought it was almost 10.
No, seats 7.
7,000.
I looked it up because I was very curious.
Well,
saw the
10, but then the
Gypsy Kings
wolves.
in the Wolf Trap.
Did you really?
I did.
Bambalaya.
Oh,
Did they
that's
play that?
right. That's right.
Did you go with Ron?
I didn't see them.
Did you go with Ron?
I did. It was in 1843. It was a Fred Flintstone
This was
powered.
who? The Gypsy Kings?
The Gypsy Kings.
Was it a good show?
Yes, I think. I can't remember anything from before 2020.
Yeah, fair.
They were still just princes back in 1843.
Now you had
this
seats
job.
though, right? Your seats were at the top.
They were on the
Looking
balcony.
down, yeah, the balcony
Yeah,
seats.
yeah.
I've never been up there.
I'll never do it any other way.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, no. Like
So
the,
Wolf Trap balcony seats.
they're
Go.
fantastic. I mean, so the lawn seats are you're barely seeing. I mean, the view is poor. You're really watching the TV screens and the lawn, but in the pavilion, it's like you're right there. It's fantastic. Definitely worth. Yeah, I think it was an extra like $10 to have a seat
Wow.
per ticket.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But I mean, it's totally worth it.
it did cost an extra $800 to park there.
Now, parking is free.
Oh,
Parking is
wow.
free. Yeah, no, I got nothing but glowing things to say.
Yeah,
about
it is great, and they allowed you to change your tickets. Remember,
yeah.
months ago we're talking about how you had a problem with your tickets,
That's right. I purchased.
and
the
they're like,
wrong
"We'll
night.
do this for you."
Yeah,
Sadly, we're not going to
Yeah,
get
but
the.
don't tell anybody.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We're not going to get the review of the.
Don't podcast it. I mean, broadcast it.
Olivia has left to California.
Oh, right, Olivia, who was joining us from time to time, especially in the early episodes.
Did she ever tell us about how the Taylor Swift concert
She
went?
did.
Oh, okay,
She
I
showed me some
forgot.
pictures.
Oh.
She was literally 6-7 rows back.
She might have
I
even
mean, she
been
was
on the
right there.
podcast and said that, and I can't remember.
Yeah, no, she had amazing seats.
Amazing seats.
Yeah, she was.
Taylor Swift could have spit on her.
Oh, cool.
And she may have.
And we actually met her.
Yeah, we met someone that Taylor Swift may have spit on.
1 degree of separation from being spit on by Taylor Swift.
I'm going to throw out there. We had talked about our Facebook feeds being kind of like making them what we want them to be or whatever. And
yeah.
and my when Taylor Swift played, I guess she played in New York recently. Evidently, a bunch of people I know went up there, and they have these fantastic pictures and videos.
Cool.
And it's so cool. And I'm not a Swiftie fan or whatever but it is awesome. They get dressed up.
And
it's
she
just,
does have an incredible fan base.
Yeah.
I was told to listen to a couple of her albums, and I guess they were the most recent ones from during the pandemic, and I thought the lyricism was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I thought
She sings about her ex-boyfriends, right?
All right, so
all the
Taylor,
time.
when you are listening to this podcast,
Oh,
just
yeah.
know that we really appreciate what you're
Yes,
doing.
Taylor, yes. Please come join us
I don't
on the
know.
podcast.
Yeah, and
I
you're
don't know if
welcome
that's
to
true or
join
not.
us.
But
You'll get some free French
at least those
fries.
those couple albums.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We still have some cold fries over there, Dave.
By the way, you said we would talk about it on the podcast, Dave and Erin at Redbeard.
Yeah.
Oh, right. You saw it.
I saw it.
drove
I
down.
drove all the way down there.
And we're talking about Dave and Erin Abbott.
Yes, and they have their band is called
40
Something.
40
40
minutes.
40
something.
minutes something.
40 minutes.
40 minutes something.
Did they play for 40 minutes?
Probably.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It just flew by because it was so good, though.
That's great.
Everybody loved my dog. It was really cool.
Oh. So do you feel like more people love your dog in Stanton than they do in
Well,
Harrisonburg?
I've
You know,
had,
he
You've
saw
noticed-
Leonard Skinner, you know.
Yeah.
what do you think about is Stanton a cooler town than Harrisonburg?
Yeah, they have
No.
no taste
No,
in dogs.
no.
Ooh, boy, that's
No.
a good.
That's a great question.
Maybe
It's
for another
really
podcast.
Close.
But it was
Speaking of, We've reached our 20 minutes.
We've reached our 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Holy
yeah.
smokes. Okay, so by the
but
way,
I'm throwing out there that it's 20 now, not 15, or at least, you know.
I love
So
all the
it-
buildings in Harrisonburg that they didn't tear down.
so hit like and subscribe, and we are now available everywhere
Yes.
that you get your podcasts from. Thanks
is
to
correct.
Mike Howdyshell and his masterful
I just paid for
command
it.
of reality.
Thanks
That's
again,
all
Mike.
it takes.
We'll see you next week, 7:30 for Bingo live and in person at Ruby's Arcade in downtown Harrisonburg, and then the podcast wherever you and whenever you want to listen to it in virtual reality.
Ah, there it is.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.